Hi, it's Guy Morrow here, and this short video forms part of a series of videos that accompany my book entitled Artist Management, Agility in the Creative and Cultural Industries, and it concerns the artist-manager relationship. So within the context of organisational and business management literature, artist management within the creative and cultural industries is unique because quite often managers work for their artists. While in other fields, managers are employed by capitalists to efficiently run their interests for them, with the staff hired under the manager being subordinate to the manager, artists employ artist managers to build and guide their own careers. Artists are often the capitalists, the product, and the equivalent of the staff being managed all in one, and generally speaking, artists both own and sell the products of their labour. Despite the common rhetoric that artists are ripped off by managers, in many cases artists themselves are the capitalists who exploit the labour of managers. Therefore, whilst artist management can be defined as a form of group creativity, the managerial creativities within this group are for the most part subordinate to the artistic creativities and to the artist. The balance of power in the relationship between the artist and manager is unique, as the artist manager works for the artist, while at the same time the artist is following the artist manager's lead. Throughout an artist's career trajectory, this power balance tends to shift as success accumulates. A rise in the level of success will see the power balance shift in the artist's favour. However, in the period before success and after a decline in success, the power balance will be in the artist manager's favour, and this has consequences for deal-making between the two parties. There are also more nuanced day-to-day power shifts between the two parties. In order to further conceptualise this shifting power dynamic within the artist and manager group, Gilfillan's work concerning dance making is useful. Gilfillan's work is situated at the intersection of psychological and organisational behaviour research into group creativity and dance studies, and it focuses on the exchanges of power that occur between dance makers and dancers. She further develops Sawyer's theory of collaborative emergence to frame collaboration as the moment-to-moment creative developments that occur when dancers or creatives and dance makers are negotiating concepts, tasks, and movement sequences. This theory is useful for consideration of artist management as a form of group creativity through the way in which it creates the space for understanding artist managers' contributions to creative work in the arts. Arguments that virtually all creative work in the arts is collaborative have shifted the field of dance from notions of individual authorship toward a focus on democratic collaboration. However, rejecting one type for another creates a binary that overshadows the shifts in power between a dance maker and dancers during a process. Instead, the theory of moment-to-moment collaboration involves understanding that there are moment-to-moment power fluctuations and active and passive power exchanges between dancers and dance makers. This theory is relevant here for understanding the nuances of the collaborative relationship between artistic creatives and managerial creatives in the artist-manager group. Both the artist and the artist manager, on a moment-to-moment basis, contribute to each other's creativities, and in this way, artists' careers collaboratively emerge over time. Drawing from research interviews conducted with artist managers and self-managed artists in 5 cities, New York, London, Toronto, Sydney and Melbourne, this book makes an original contribution to knowledge. Nation-specific case studies are highlighted as a means of illuminating various thematic concerns, such as the conditions and experiences of artists and artist managers, the tensions between commerce and creativity, artist advocacy, artist manager advocacy, exploitation, self-exploitation, self-realisation, best practices and codes of conduct. This book undertakes an extensive exploration of the increasingly pivotal role of artist managers in the creative and cultural industries and argues that agile management strategies are useful in this context. Thank you very much.